Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Come on, son. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Tacos for everyone. That's right, Pooks. Broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence. This 6th February 2020 in the year of ice and spanky.
Hey, y'all.
That's what I'm talking about. What is going on, everybody? Oh, man. Another installment of Sergeant's Time. Gosh, man. I can't believe this a news-filled day within the United States military. God, man. Not gonna exactly that, baby ice.
He has a lot to say.
He's got a lot to say. He's in the background hearing all the noise. Gosh, man, I cannot believe all the stuff that's been happening in our government, you know, because we all know that, you know, just real quick, I guess the case of D. Treasy. Hey, what's up, Billy? Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, John? Hey, what's up, shit? Hey, what's up, Carlos? What's up, everybody? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, what's up, Branko? What's up? Oh, shit, yeah, I have to do my delivery in all the chats there. What's up, Branko? What's up, Joan? Yep, I see y'all. See y'all. That's right. Play that funky music. Oh, man. Anyways, shout out. That's right, Mark. Congratulations on your recent retirement. Would you got that DD-214? A fellow sergeant major buddy of mine who just got out. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, nice.
That's right.
You're dragging them all out with you?
Yes, that's right. I am dragging them all out with me. That's right. We be flying all over this bitch. What's up, CQ? Man, we should. Oh, thank you so much for that compliment. Yeah, that was a video that was given, that was provided, that was done by a bunch of us, you know, members of the Sergeant's Time staff. Mike Golf, myself, some, you know, Doc Madness. Those are all our own videos and all that. And I tell you what, I'm really excited to talk about a lot. Man, there's a lot of humbling going on. It's kind of weird when you got some humbling stuff happening within our military, and it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of. Well, we'll start off with a story real quick that will get you guys. It'll just get you guys. It'll get you in the feels.
I'm not ready for feels. Shall we do feels first?
It'll get you in the feels. No, this is the feels. So during the broadcast of the Super Bowl on AFN, this will get you in the feels, man. There was a shout out given.
I didn't watch this.
You didn't watch the Super Bowl? You didn't miss much. It's a bunch of people playing up and down. I don't know. People playing up and down the court. And scoring strikeouts and home runs. There you go. Everyone's gonna be like, hey, wait a minute, what are you talking about? So what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so there was AFN playing. They were playing the Super Bowl for all of our service members overseas. Got them tagged in the post because they were really good sports about it. What happened? So this story is from our friends over. This is like a task and purpose kind of night. I should tag them too later. They have had everyone is just. I just can't believe it's Behooving. That's right. I just can't believe that all this stuff from lately, just like Task and Purpose and Newsweek lately, are on fire with their stories. It's kind of awesome. Paul Haley and the guys, Jared Keller, all those guys over there, gals. So let me go on with this. Let me go on with this story of thinking about our soldiers, thinking about the vets. It's all about the vets, right? I mean, we're all about entertaining our U.S. military, United States Army veteran community. Doesn't matter. You can join us in here. Space Force WTF Moments page is pissed because we won't teach them how to do radio stuff, so they're all mad at us right now. They want to do like Space Force radio or some shit, and I'm like, nah, get your own stuff. And they're like, yeah. Anyway, so. The story goes is that, of course, linking up to, hey, real quick, a shout out, happy birthday, Mom, Shelly, happy birthday. Yep, I'd like to wish you a happy birthday. There you go. Shout out to Bailey's mom. There you go.
Yes, happy birthday, mother of Bailey.
Mother of Bailey, yes.
What's her name?
Happy, you don't look a day over 20. There you go. Anyways, good followership, good fanship from her. It's always awesome to see her in the chats, giggling and laughing and poking fun at us. But anyways, it's really great to. Well, there you go. So it's celebrated. There you go. Happy birthday. I hope you had a good birthday today. I hope the kids, your family, get you some good presents and stuff like that. So, right.
There was cake.
Yeah, there better be cakes and snacks, tacos or something like that. There be, have a food truck at least out there, so that way you can get some food. But AFN, back to AFN. So AFN was duped in giving a Super Bowl shout out to a porn star.
What?
Yeah. You're welcome, Bailey. We're not drunk. This is the WTF Nation.
7:13. I haven't had time.
I know, right? Exactly. So the AFN gives a shout out to a porn star. They were duped to a porn star. Let me give you let me roll out how it happened. So they were doing shout outs on their social media. And as a matter of fact, hang on. I got the deets. Let me go ahead and open them up right there. Let me show you them deets. And what it was is that, what's her name? What's the name of the porn star's name? I guess her name is, what was her name? Riley Reid or something like that. Everyone's like, oh, Riley Reid. So, a Kansas City Chiefs may have won the Super Bowl, of course, but a soldier apparently serving in Central Africa had won legendary status. Legendary status when he was duping the DOD's radio and television arm in giving a shout out to a porn star in the middle of the game. And a user on the Army's Reddit community said, "I spit my rip it out onto my laptop. Great job getting it that slipped by." AFN.
You know what this tells me? The AFN is so wholesome. They didn't know.
It's like
stars are.
You're welcome, ma'am. There was no. That's what I'm saying. It was one of those things to where it is a. How do I say this? You're right. Actually, that's a good point. You make porn star references and nobody gets it. You don't even. What does that say about you? What is that?
I mean, there's actually some people that don't watch porn.
Wait, what do you mean?
In fairness, I don't know who this chick is.
Well, I mean, if you see her in memes or something like that, and you're like, who the fuck is that? But anyways, so AFN provides. Everybody knows they provide news and entertainment programming on all radio and television to troops stationed overseas. They have a pretty good reach. Obviously, it's there when you're deployed. You gone to any FOB, you gone to anywhere else, and you got AFN piped in. Hey, you got to deal with it. Of course, with the advent of the internet and stuff like that, you can entertain yourself. But there you go. So, anyways, the station was bringing in a live feed of Super Bowl 54 and with the occasional shout-outs for service members using the hashtag SB54AFN. So, a Twitter user named @OOB Dylan B, who claimed that he was in Africa with the 2nd Battalion 506 Infantry Regiment, wanted to shout out to his wife, Riley, tagging the account of Riley Reid, the adult film star with 1.7 million followers. She's 28 and starting hundreds. And here's what makes me laugh too: is like his task and purpose really went into her IMDb, her bibliography. Riley Reid has starred in hundreds of. Yeah, she's a professional. That's right. Has starred in hundreds of pornographic films, which you may not hold off their Googling her name, because if you're on a government computer, her Twitter account, which is listed her as a professional as her bio, is definitely not safe for work. So the official AFN account retweeted the minutes later as a shout out to AFN viewers. And they put it up on the game so that way she could see it. And it was up earlier. I hope you saw it. And so, if you see a shout out to AFN viewers in Africa and their family members, and then of course, Obey Dylan B wrote, holding it down in Africa. Just want to give a shout out to the 506 Infantry and my wife Riley back home. And he tags her, Riley Reid.
So I'm guessing that AFN was doing this because they can't play regular commercials and get like.
What's up, Joe?
I know when I've been overseas and watched the Super Bowl on AFN because you get the day off to watch them when you're overseas. So okay, I'll go watch it. Instead of regular commercials like everybody in the U.S. sees, like the Sam Elliott one and everything else, they see AFN commercials like OPSEC and thank you for your service ones and stuff. So I'm guessing that's what they did is they were like putting all these shout outs up on the screen during the commercial time. Yes, they were because they run that because when we it was one of those things to the way and it's understandable. You're out there and you're out there in the field, you're out there doing stuff. I wish I would have had something like that back when I was deployed back in WWNOM. So it's one of those things where just like
wow, you can really wow, you could do a shout out like that and have it back home to your family members. Do you know if you don't get it? And I was just like, I don't know, you could do that. So that's pretty good for AFN. I think that's pretty awesome, So the White Curry Rakisans are in the process of redeploying back in the States from Cameroon, according to a Facebook page for the unit. So Reed did not respond to the request for comment from Task and Purpose. I'm sure, guys, Task and Purpose, would you like to make a comment? What would you like to say? But he did take a victory lap. The soldier did, of course, with his victory lap, with his wife in a subsequent tweet. So a shout out. Now, we were joking around, and you're right, SI Pooks, he's epic. We were kind of like joking around. Actually, no, Tyler, I think the Super Bowl commercials were actually pretty cool. There were some good ones. So we were joking around, and we posted it on our WTF Nation Radio Facebook page. And AFN answered. Oh. We're like, oh. So that way everyone can see the deets. And we're not bullshitting you. This is a screenshot of our comments that we posted. And AFN said, received hundreds of shout outs via social media from American military personnel around the world during the Super Bowl. We put scores of these messages on TV during the game, and one message we received was from someone who claimed to be a soldier in Africa who wanted us to air his shout out to his wife. Only thing was, it wasn't his wife. He was pranking us, and we fell for it. What's most important was that for AFN is that the courtesy of Fox Sports and NFL were able to bring this big game to American military personnel around the world. That's a class act. AFN, you get the shout out, man. We appreciate your professionalism in that and responding to WTF Nation Radio. We think it's awesome. That's totally freaking cool. We appreciate stuff like that. Love it. Rocky Sands, that's right.
They didn't know.
Right.
I'm just so proud of them for not knowing this.
Well, they were so good, clean and wholesome. We don't know who this Riley Reid is, but she better shut the. You know what I mean? Just I'm surprised we didn't get nothing in the we didn't get to the main page from the PAO section, because I know there's a lot of deconfliction with the main page that the PAOs do, and I was just curious maybe that they might have not done something or did do something about it. It's kind of like there you go. But good. But hats off to you, AFN. We appreciate you guys. Taking the time to write a comment on WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page, and that's like freaking rocking. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it's all about. That synergy. It's supposed to be. We love it. We just love that. I don't know. I'm just speaking out.
Or even could be like whoever was in charge of like posting the tweets or whatever, the shout outs, knew exactly who that was, and like, I'm gonna put this on here anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? He's probably
make our AFN name blow up.
Right. Exactly. This is really gonna freaking. You know what? Maybe that was a psychological operations tactic. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was one of those things where you could say, yeah. It's hey guys, how you doing? Yeah, how you guys in the YouTube? How y'all doing? I see you. That's what I'm talking. Yeah, he's probably like the AFN cameraman.
Ooh, I'm getting me a new job.
I was like, hey, chick. I got you up on AFN. I'm sorry, AFN. I'm just busting balls. I don't want to, of course. Think that you guys are. We don't want to. We're just joking. We're just messing with you. You're in the team room right now. Hang out. But yeah, he's the dude. I mean, the guy who did that, obviously, great shout out, and appreciate the fact that AFN had come on our chats and comments and decided to drop that. We appreciate that. That's awesome. I think totally that's perfect. As a matter of fact, AFN, if you want to come on and shoot the breeze with us, we haven't talked. Matter of fact, we've never talked to anybody from AFN. Have we trolled them lately, or have we said anything about AFN that was like bad or I don't
think so.
Yeah,
this is the first time I can remember talking about AFN.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, we did talk about, there was some when we talked about Adrian Cronauer when he died, when we had him up, and then we talked a little bit about AFN, but we didn't really go into this is the first time we've ever had an AFN gaffe type thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Like I said, I just can't remember talking bad about y'all. We love you, AFN.
Right, exactly. We love you, AFN. So anytime you want to shoot the breeze with us, hit us at contact@WTFNationRadio.com, and we'd be more than happy to have you on. Because that way we can shoot the breeze and whatever. And you could tell us about what, because what, AFN, from what I remember, may be different from the AFN that is now. I don't know. Follow your dreams, kids. You too can get a porn star's name up there saying she's your wife. Anywho. All right, so that was real quick. Shout out to AFN again. Thank you so much for being a good sport, and then follow us and share us, AFN, since we did the same with you. We love you. Narcissists unite. What's up, Heath? They don't shake your baby. So what was the next? So the next story we're going to talk about, and this is going to be. I like this story. This right here has some drama that was ginned up to that's currently in this world. And actually, you know what? Let me. Actually, I was going to use that as another story. Let's talk about this right here real quick. And I just want to break some news right quick from Jim Laporta at Newsweek. And right now, there was an American contractor that was captured by the Taliban last week. And God, man, I hate freaking ads. Hang on. Sounds like I'm freaking playing like freaking guitar. Exactly, baby, guys. Exactly. Anyways. So Mark R. Frederick of Lombard, Illinois, was kidnapped last Friday in Kaust, a province located in the southeastern part of the country that borders the federally administered tribal areas, FATA. Sorry, I just wanted to make an acronym because that's like the hip thing to do. FATA.
Right. Everything has to have an acronym.
F is yes. It's a FATA next to it. It's that FATA between Afghanistan and Pakistan. So is that like FUPA or some shit? Too soon? Oh, sorry. So I should be joking around. So a 57-year-old is a former Navy diver and was a managing director for international logistical support, a U.S. government contractor, and has worked as civil engineering in several complex zones from Iraq to Sudan within the last 10 years. He's used and consulted on logistical contracts for both governments and non-governmental organizations. And then U.S. officials told Newsweek that Fredericks had regularly traveled to Afghanistan since 2012. While no specific group has claimed the responsibility for the kidnapping, U.S. officials believe that the Taliban-aligned Haqqani network. You know what? It seems like Haqqani. Why don't they just call Afghanistan Haqqanistan or something like that? Because every time you hear drama about what's been going on with U.S. forces, it's always been the Haqqani network, the Haqqani network. It's a Haqqani network. That's who's doing it. It's the Haqqani network. It just makes me mad that, again, we have another contractor that's out there, and when do we hit the big 20 on Infinity War? Is it coming up this year? Is it this year that we hit 20?
No. Next year.
Is it next year we hit the big 20?
Yeah, because it started in 2001.
Correct. October 7th, 2001 is when we kicked off.
Right.
So yeah, when we have Infinity War's birthday, actually it's almost as old as Baby Yoda. So that's how long that's how old Afghanistan is.
Right.
Newsweek was
I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, I was there.
Yeah, I was like, wait a
minute. Oh yeah, 2001. But
Newsweek was able to determine exactly how he was captured, but efforts to locate and recover him are, of course, between a joint effort between the Department of State and the Defense and the FBI. And if a hostage rescue becomes an option, you know what's going to happen. The boy's going to go get you. So
I'm sure it won't be the FBI though.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
What are they doing over there?
Yeah. Oh, oh, wait. What are you doing? Hey, what's up, Chad? How you been, man? Long time no see you in the chat. It's been a while. So during the past few days, American forces carried out both ground and intelligence gathering operations to track the whereabouts of Frederick while navigating difficult Afghan topography and severe winter weather. That has obviously prevented overhead surveillance missions by U.S. military drones, because them drones need obviously the open space and altitude, preventing that. Newsweek learned about the kidnapping on Monday, and a hostage recovery fusions from the hostage. Wait, so now we got another stuff. So the HRFC, the Hostage Recovery Fusion Cell, a multi-agency team.
Got it out.
Yeah, I got it out. I was able to get that. The Hostage Recovery Fusion Cell of Excellence, a multi-agency team based out of the FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C., asked Newsweek to hold the information until efforts to recover Fredericks has progressed. Obviously, then, that means he's progressing. Something is happening. So the head hostage recovery fusion cell was established in 2015 by the former President Barack Obama after ISIS militants beheaded journalists such as James Foley and Stephen Soloff. Man, I could not. I'm telling you what. It just just being out there. It's bad enough being out there in the freaking as a contractor where you got no support. But I mean, that was one of the things I've always told my Joes, man. It's until the day. Fight until you die in a pile of brass. We do not want to get captured.
Yeah. I could not imagine.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's just I'm sorry to say how we should it's time for us to go. Mission complete. We don't have to destabilize the government to go get Osama. We got Osama. We needed what we needed to do. We brought some terrorists to justice. And that's it. It's time to go back. We're done. Alles komplett. Finito. Fin. So we're done. There's no need for us to go back. Or it should be involved in there. As a matter of fact, didn't we supposed to be having some talks or some shit? Aren't we supposed to be talking to somebody to get out of there after something?
So I've heard.
Yeah, there were some talks, delayed of talks to have some more talks of excellence to be talking about.
I'll read that when I see it.
Yeah, I was about to say, as of 2018, more than 180 American citizens captured by criminal groups or foreign terrorist organizations have been brought back to the U.S., according to the FBI. Now, Scott Olson, who served as the FBI's legal attaché in Baghdad from 2013 to 2015, told Newsweek that the State Department brings in the FBI to handle negotiations during kidnapping situations, and he referred to the FBI's crisis negotiation team, known as the Eye of the Storm. So here's what Newsweek's got to say about. Go ahead. You were saying.
Oh no, well I'm saying, so if they're bringing in the FBI to handle kidnapping negotiations, like, I guess maybe that's what's progressed. Like, but nobody's claimed him. Like, but who are they over there negotiating with?
Well, I was about to say.
Or is that for previous ones?
Thinking about it. Think about this, man. Think about this right now. Now we're doing FBI hostage negotiations. I thought we were at war there.
Right.
What are you gonna read him his rights or some shit? You're gonna get him to say, oh well, it's time for you to it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have, you can come on. What are you gonna do? Send him a bag of McDonald's to change his mind to soften him up?
Here's a shawarma and a Diet Coke. Can we have them back, please?
Shawarma and a Diet Coke.
Oh, that's what I kind of want right now.
You kind of craving some shawarma?
Yeah.
Man, all this talk about birthday parties and tacos and shit. I'm getting hungry for some tacos, man. But anyways, the Haqqani Network was once a CIA-backed force that fought against the Soviet attempts to establish a satellite state in Afghanistan. And it later became one of the most formidable insurgent groups that the U.S. faces today, and is also behind other kidnappings that target U.S. and foreign nationals. That's exactly that, John. It's time to deal with these dudes, man. It is time to deal with these dudes. In November, 3 senior Haqqani Network officials were released in exchange for 1 U.S. citizen and an Australian citizen kidnapped in 2016. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said that the exchange was a goodwill gesture at the time. President General Trump, I call him General Trump.
Promotion?
No, he's about to say, dude. I mean, well, that was a slip. President Donald Trump said that he'd hope that it could help pave the way towards a larger, more comprehensive agreement with the Taliban. And Trump has sought to strike a peace deal with the Taliban and oversee direct talks between the militant group and the U.S.-backed government in Kabul. And the negotiations have stalled or restarted. However, the violence across Afghanistan obviously has continued, and now we got a contractor that's been freaking captured. How are them talks going? You know what I'm saying? What's with them talks?
Yeah, I would like to see the notes from those talks. Like, what are you guys talking about? What is happening?
Yeah, what's with them talks?
Getting kidnapped over there still.
Yeah, exactly. Taco Center of Excellence. That's right. I'm just kind of like perplexed. I'm not of the public diplomacy type individual, but the last time I checked, when you're in a war, you don't send an FBI negotiating team to discuss you go in and get them.
I mean, I'm not smart enough to know exactly what goes on in the CIA, but I watched Homeland. Don't they have negotiators?
You watched Homeland. You know what's crazy is that a lot of things that society sees how we are now, and for public diplomacy and foreign policy, are based on Netflix or Showtime.
I mean, but no, in all seriousness, like, why would they not have someone that's at least trained on that? Maybe not a whole FATA or whatever this acronym
FATA.
I mean,
FUPA.
Like, why wouldn't they have like their own, like in the CIA? Like, what's the FBI doing over there? I'm pretty sure the FBI has stuff to do here.
I was about to say, yeah. Despite the violence, U.S. officials told Newsweek that they were soon expecting an agreement to establish peace with the Taliban. We're expecting an agreement. I think it was like the last 10 years we were expecting an agreement, right? And the Defense Department has plans to withdraw roughly 14,000 American personnel in Afghanistan and send them all to the border. I'm just kidding. I'm not saying they're going to the border. Like, did you hear that shit? We're going to the border. That's not what. I'm just joking. Then 1/3 of that the force strength with the aim to ending the longest war in U.S. history. More than 2,400 Pentagon personnel have been killed in Afghanistan since 2001, and the year the United States intervened to oust the government led by the Taliban. And it was an allied Al-Qaeda in the wake of the September 11th attacks. We just talked about that. The congressionally mandated Office of the U.S. Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction. Wow, that's a long one. The U.S. Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction. The Office of the U.S. Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction of Excellence.
You cigar.
You cigar. You cigar. Hey, you cigar. So you're dealing with some fupas, some you cigars. Oh my God. Published Tuesday, its latest report that the number of attacks launched by the Taliban and other militants in the last 3 months in 2019 was at a higher level than the same period of a year before, recording since it began in 2010. If it began in 2010, what the hell were they doing for the other 10 years?
Maybe that was when we were like really at war. Now it's Infinity War after the second 10 years.
Right, dude. So,
or they just weren't tracking it. Is probably what it is.
Right.
Somebody decided they needed a slide.
But they needed an extra slide. Hey, so I was wondering if we could just get another slide here. What are we going to name it? We're going to name it like the office. What are we going to name it? Office of what? Office of, well, what are you doing? I guess we're inspecting. Are we inspecting? Really? What are we inspecting? I don't know.
I mean, it did say congressionally mandated, so somebody somewhere like made this shit up. Like, let's track this way, and it's probably already being tracked. Obviously, we kind of know where our people are. Right.
So the CIA and the FBI dealing with FUPA, UDA, and then the UCIGAR, the O of Excellence, are now starting to track all this stuff since the recording began in 2010. 2020, yeah, almost 20 years. Almost 20 years of fighting, and they just now started recording this stuff in 2010.
Maybe they decided to start doing this stuff in the winter. That's what I'm like getting from this, that they weren't before.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, it's like higher in the last 3 months than it was at the same period of any year.
Right.
So,
well, the last 3 freaking months, though, Netflix programs are always the new propaganda. I don't know about that, man. Hey, what? Recruiter Times. What's this? Recruiter Times. What's going on, Recruiter Times? You better not. Are you freaking related to? You better. Wait a minute. Recruiter Times. Are you posing as another kind of wannabe tour? Is that what you're doing, Recruiter
One that
Times?
got sucked.
Yeah. Hi, Recruiter Times. I'm looking at you with skepticism. Who is
one
this?
eyebrow's up.
Yeah, one eyebrow is up. That's illogical for you to be talking about. What is Recruiter Times? I have to check that out later. At any rate.
Oh, I did. I opened a new window to look at it later.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Recruiter Times, huh? Yeah, we'll shall see, man. Yeah, see? Yes. I'm talking about old Bugs Bunny jokes or villains that you can't even say anymore because people are going to say that you're racist. Because you can't say. I didn't even know that Michigan J. Frog, totally off subject from Sergeant's time, that he was racist. Anybody know who Michigan J. Frog is?
I do not.
He's the guy that he's the frog. It's a construction worker. He's a construction worker that the construction worker is at a construction site, and he pops open a cornerstone, and the lid of the cornerstone, he sees a little box, and it opens it up, and it says, I don't know, it's like a note on there that says "Take care, everyone," like something like that. And then there's a little frog sitting in there going "Brah, brah," and it hops out of the box, right? And then it sits right next to him. And then it goes, hello, my honey, hello, my baby, hello, my right time.
I just didn't know his name.
Yeah, and then the guy's like, holy shit, oh shit, shipwrecks that are bad. Somebody got busted for saying some stuff in there. Ooh,
the
man,
mixer bot got him.
The mixer bot got him. Oh my god. Yeah. So, everybody's doing a Michigan brag. Anyways, so the construction worker would like run with this little frog to all of his buddies and say, look, I got a freaking singing frog here. And then he puts it right in front of his buddies, and then the frog, everyone looks at the frog, and the frog just looks back and goes, brah.
Yeah. I remember now. I just didn't know his name.
Yeah, exactly. Michigan J. Brog. Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. God, that's classic fucking Warner Brothers shit. You don't know that? Why didn't know he's racist? Everyone's like, he's racist. I'm like, why is he racist? I didn't know.
The frog is?
Yeah, I didn't know. He's a fucking frog. I didn't know frogs had. I didn't know frogs were race. I didn't know how frogs had a race. Shit, I didn't know that. You know, everyone
probably hate every human on earth.
Well, I'm about to say
they want to eat their legs or something.
Right, French especially. I don't even know. I mean, people are gonna attack me on Twitter now. Be like, you didn't even know about that. I can't believe you're singing those songs. Spare me. If you abuse me, honey, you'll lose me. Everybody's doing a Michigan. Okay, it was like, oh, yeah, hello, my baby. The Hello, My Baby singing frog. Yeah, exactly.
There now. I know what you're talking about. If he'd have said it like that, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I knew him.
Yeah.
And only the one guy could see it.
And only one guy could. No, the one guy. So the guy was in it. It was funny because then after the guy went to the insane asylum, the frog was sitting in his cell, padded room cell window, going, "If you abuse me, honey, you lose me." Fuck, man, those are classic cartoons. I didn't know they were fucking. I didn't know a frog could be racist.
Yeah, that's back when they came on Saturday mornings.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Oh, it's racist. How's that racist? The frog is a green dude. It's a green frog. Frogs are green, and he was green. I don't know how the hell we got on this tangent about the frog.
You started it. I don't know how you got there, but you started it.
Anyways.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, we went from Recruiter Times, and then we went to the frog.
Oh, that's what it was, because Recruiter Times, yeah, because we looked at skepticism about Recruiter Times to see, see what their background is. That's what it was. Thank you for bringing me back to reality here.
Reel it in.
Reel it back in here. Meanwhile, my Twitter feed is going nuts. Oh, he thinks he's not racist, and I'm going to get canceled. That's the way Twitter is. You get canceled on Twitter, forget it. Everyone's not going to fucking dogpile on you. Everybody's offended on Twitter. But anyways, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so that's it from Newsweek. Thank you, Jim Laporta. Appreciate you writing that stuff. And that's God, man, that's unfortunate. So we hope all the best for the recovery and safety of the contractor. But yeah, moving on to the next story. Okay. Now, this one I like. Hell, I think I'm going to wait for this one because I'm going to go on a rant on this one. This is about CSMs. This is about Command Sergeant Majors. So I'm going to talk about that one at the second break. So yeah. We'll do about that one. We'll talk about that one. Yeah, later. Yeah. But this one right here. This next story is about Secretary of Defense. SecDef Esper says to the troops, "Don't endorse political campaigns." And you guys remember back in the day? What was it, a while back? A few months back? Was it a few months back, or was it last year or something like that? I can't remember.
Probably whatever election. I don't know.
I think it was like, yeah, it was a while back. So this is another article, another story from Task and Purpose. Jeff Schogel. Man, I'm just like they're like, I don't know. They just like impressed me on the feeds today with the good stories. Anybody else that wants to get their stories read off, just write some stories and let me know, and I'll shout them out to you. That's easy enough. I'm really easy to do shout outs. So, what was I going to say? Oh, so the Secretary of Defense, obviously, please don't endorse political campaigns. Now, everybody knows that the polarization of the 2016 election, everyone was really heavy against Trump and really heavy against Hillary, and so yada, 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 right? And so there was also a case where a U.S. a Naval Special Warfare vehicle had a Trump flag on it and was running down the highway, and people freaked the fuck out because it gave the appearance that the United States Navy was endorsing a political candidate. Or somebody else got busted on camera doing the same shit. So it's now gotten to the point where the SecDef is saying, reminding troops that they're not allowed to make political statements or gestures that could be interpreted as official endorsements from the Pentagon. While U.S. forces and U.S. troops and other Department of Defense officials are allowed to vote, and personnel are allowed to vote, of course, they'll have an obligation to abide by the U.S. military apolitical tradition. Apolitical. It's really hard to be apolitical in uniform when the winner of the election wins, and then you say you support the commander in chief, right? You know, I'm pretty sure there were some people, you know, there was nobody that wanted Obama to win, but when he won and he was the president, you just maintained your professionalism. Were you endorsing him or something like that? No, right? The same thing.
Well, I know you can't, like, you know, campaign for anybody in uniform or anything like that. I mean, you can say, like, I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat and I vote for so-and-so or I'm voting, you know, straight ticket. Like, that's not, like, illegal, I guess, you know, is the only word I could use. I mean, but you can't go, like, rallies in uniform and, you know, like, represent the service while you're doing it. Like, and I think the rules might be slightly different for officers than they were. It's been so long since somebody told me what to do.
It's been a while since somebody told you what to do. DD 214, right, Mark? Feels good, huh, bro? I know the feeling, man. Ah, man, it's awesome. What was I gonna say again? Oh, so nothing's changed. Nothing's changed on if whether you're enlisted or an officer. If you're in uniform specifically, you just can't have that appearance that you're endorsing a candidate. So this 5 February memo to all service members and department employees, quote, maintaining the hard-earned trust and confidence of the American people requires us to avoid any action that would imply endorsement of a political party, political candidate, or a campaign by any element of the department. Leaders will review the rules governing participation by DoD personnel in political activities and direct widest dissemination of the guidance in this memorandum to their teams. Hell, maintaining the hard-earned trust and confidence of the American people should be for fucking everything, not just political crap. Your conduct, how you are in public, in uniform. That right there could imply endorsement, or you just showing that the military is undisciplined in specific things.
Especially today when everybody's got a camera.
Everybody's got a camera, right? You act a fool in uniform, everyone's going to think that is a reflection of your organization, and it's a disgrace to the uniform, or however you portray yourself, or you get caught up in the news or whatever, and your picture's been blazing all over the shit uniform. So the Pentagon is up against a hyper-partisan environment driven by a 24/7 news cycle and the raw sewage of social media. Man, you know what? Didn't we talk about this before, about the differences between Facebook and stuff like that? How everyone should be looking at their social media and how they think social media should be and all this other stuff. We went back about this. I was talking about this stuff about somebody it's been getting a lot of dick pics. People have been getting a lot of dick pics and stuff. Remember we talked about this last time?
Yes, we have.
And somebody reached out to me. We have a condition of anonymity in our inboxes and our chats and all this other stuff. And there's just some days I wish we could just drop fucking dimes on people. I just wish there was one day that the main page and we could just have amnesty. Like we have Amnesty Day. Anybody sliding in your DMs? Send them to me type shit. You know what I mean? Anybody talking shit or harassing you? Send them to me. We'd be more than happy to broadcast it all around the world. You know what I mean? People get butthurt.
Like once a year, like the Purge, but it's...
Yeah. Ooh. I should ask the bosses. I should ask the bosses if we could do that. I should ask the main page bosses. I don't know. Brian might fire me, but no. Redleg might bust me or some shit like that, or reprimand me or suspend me. But yeah, I just think that sometimes people are not aware of what their conduct that they do in uniform or their action. Yeah, April Fool's Day should be now Amnesty Day. That's a good idea, Pooks. That is a good idea. It should be one of those a day where you reflect that it is the embarrassment of what you do in uniform. It's reflective, I'm gonna say the quote again, verbatim. Quote, maintaining the hard-earned trust and confidence of the American people requires us to avoid any action that could blank. You can just put blank. It doesn't have to be for voting for politics or voting for partisan shit or any political campaign. Anything. Maintaining the hard-earned trust and confidence of the American people requires us to avoid any action that could imply you being a shit stick. Or the organization.
We talked about it here. Yeah, we talked about it here. The one kid that, he had his wife in the stroller in the mall parking lot. Like, that shit went viral,
Yeah, well, we share, right? Well, the boss, I asked the bosses if I could go Death Star on that one. Yeah, that kid got hit. It was, we pre-positioned the commands at Fort Stewart to let them know that we were going to blast that shit out. Here's what we're going to blast out on Sergeant's Time. And I was still in. I think I was still in. Was I still in at the time when that happened?
I think so.
Yeah. I was so pissed off. The dude was manhandling his old. She was pregnant. Oh, I was just like, raw. I was pissed. I think that one time, that's when the main page, and that lately, there's some stuff in the inbox today that, man, the inbox was on fire tonight. Was on fire today. Right before I came on, I was like, please let me say this. Please let me say this. They know I'm a hype man. Yeah, they know I'm a fire starter. They know. Cleavage, the sun, and train wrecks. Things you're not supposed to look at. I like fucking looking at them all the fucking time.
The sun. Throw that one in there.
Anything that has to do with anything like that, shit.
And I'm trying to think. There's been like so many others. It's like I begin to wonder, especially if it's something they post themselves. I'm like, like, what was your ASVAB score? 5? But it, like, for instance, the asshole that touched his pregnant wife.
Right.
I get road rage. I get being angry and all that, but I'm not going to put my hands on my spouse.
Right.
I might put my hands on the person that I'm mad at. I mean, like, I don't know. I just might, like I said, if it was like a threatening behavior, but fuck, like who in this world does not know from about the age of probably 4 that everybody has a camera on them, and if you do something stupid, someone's going to be around, take a damn picture of it,
right,
or video it or whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
It's going to get shared.
No,
and the stupider it is, the wider it's going to go. Ugh. But yeah, don't endorse a political candidate.
Yeah, okay, so we were talking about, so maintaining the hard-earned trust and confidence of the American people requires us to avoid any action that can imply you being a shitstick, a direct reflection on the NCO Corps. I'm purely talking about sergeants, because I know officers listen to sergeants' time too, so I'm speaking to the sergeants. Senior NCOs, buck sergeants, team leaders, squad leaders, detachment sergeants, operations sergeant majors, command sergeant majors, all of you sergeants that have been sergeanting, that know what it is, a reflection of that. The American people, the hard-earned trust and confidence of the American people. Makes me want to just come back in the Army and just like fucking, Anyways, right? No, you're going to get that way too, Mark, trust me. The Pentagon is up against a hyper-partisan environment, of course, because everyone is really driven on what's been going on. And now with the advent of social media, it's really hard to not... It's almost like they're losing control of what soldiers need to say. What's the difference between using the violation of Article 88, which is the contemptuous words against elected officials? Officers are the only ones that are applied to Article 88. Like you got a captain or something like that talking all this, man.
Yeah, that's what I knew. There was something different between
there was
officers when it came to it. I couldn't remember exactly what it was. Right.
Officers can't sit there and bash the fucking president, and they can't. Any elected official, use of contemptuous words against elected officials, Article 88 of the UCMJ. They can't do it at all. There's been some sergeants majors that have been trying, command sergeants majors that try to hem up soldiers for that shit.
Like I said, it's different rules. I know.
Yeah, I mean, you can. Don't get me wrong.
I'm sure it could fall under the catch-all.
Right.
They'll find a way to do it.
How is it a catch-all though?
I mean,
if it doesn't apply, it doesn't apply.
Unbecoming and this and that. That's from the officers too, and I know, but the soldiers still do have freedom of speech. They do, and officers do too. They just can't say things like fuck the president and all that.
Right.
But no matter who the president is, but I don't know how exactly you would punish a soldier for that. Just because it happens all the time. It's happened since I can remember Facebook being around, whatever president from, W to now it happened. So it was like, that's what the Facebook police are for now, or the S6 is going to go scanning. Like, are you voting for so-and-so, or did you say this, or that's endorsing a political candidate? Like I said, you could still do things. It's just,
right.
I don't know. You just can't represent the Army's voting for President Trump.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't. You can't say that. But if you're saying, "Hey, I'm voting today," and someone says, and someone asks you, it's a trap. Who you're voting for? It's a trap. It's a trap. They're gonna ask you though. Hey, who you voting for?
It's not illegal to answer it though.
Right. But if
Still
you're,
trap, though.
hey Don, thank you. I'm about to say, damn, you all the minds. Thank you, Don. Let me go ahead and Don Cesar under DoD Directive 1344.10. I had this up to right here. I was about ready to read it off. Thank you, guys. You guys are in my head. I like this shit. It's awesome. See, I got some loyal listeners here.
He posted a slide.
You see the slide he posted up there? Thanks, Don.
Yeah,
Anda pues.
thanks, Don.
Mucho gusto. Their personal opinions or political candidates make a monetary contribution to a campaign, sign a petition, or place a candidate's name on a ballot and attend a political event. As a spectator, members on active duty may not participate in partisan activities, such as soliciting or engaging in partisan fundraiser activities. Anda pues, hey, la onda. Oh my God, I got my family coming in here. Damn. Sorry. Excuse me.
Did they bring snacks? No,
Y'all brought some snacks. Yeah, anda pues mogo. You got a freaking taco truck ready for me, man? I mean, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that. Am I gonna get banned on Facebook for saying something like that? At any rate, it's gonna vote what I vote, and it's my business. That's right, man. It's your business on who you're gonna vote for. It is your business who you want to vote for, and it doesn't matter. It is just like Don Cesar said. It is the approximation and the appearance of making it look like you are endorsing that political candidate, or gives the appearance of the United States military is doing it. There you go. It's not exactly that. It's not one of those things where people can say, oh well, hey, Ken, what you vote for? What do you mean who I vote for? I voted for so and so.
Like, worry about yourself.
Yeah, mind your
about
business.
me.
Yeah, worry about your bit. Why you want to know who I voted for? What? I don't understand what you tell me. Why you? As a matter of fact, Don Cesar, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna post that. I'm gonna pin that comment to the main page. You guys go ahead and look at the main page chat. Look right there. I'm gonna pin his comment to the front right there under DoD Directive 1344.10. Members of the armed forces who are on active duty are permitted to express their personal opinions on political candidates, make a monetary contribution to a campaign, sign a petition to place a candidate's name on a ballot, and attend a political event as a spectator. As a spectator. Now read that first part of it right there. I'm going to let you read it all again. Members on active duty may not participate in partisan activities, such as soliciting or engaging in partisan fundraiser activities, serving as a sponsor of a partisan club, or speaking before a partisan gathering. In addition, all military members, including the National Guard and Reserve Forces, are prohibited from wearing the military uniforms at a political campaign event. Read them shits. It's right there.
I mean, it seems like all common sense to me, but maybe it's because I've,
Bro, I'm telling you, there's a lot of common sense out there that is, literally, Don Cesar threw that shit up on there, and that's common sense. But there's senior NCOs and commanders out there that don't have common sense. And they want to hem a soldier up just because they don't like the current person that's in office right now, the incumbent, or the individual who's running. During when W was the president, and everyone's like, everyone's just talking mad shit. It was fun, right? Go ahead, talk your shit. I don't care. What the hell you gonna do to me? I'm gonna go third term. Gonna kill them terrorists. What the hell are they gonna do about it?
No, that is true. You can go vote in uniform, because that's not really Christopher put that you can go vote in uniform. If not, like, half of people around here are in trouble, because you kind of got to go during the duty day or right.
Yeah, right, exactly. So. And if if you are a leader and you don't let your soldiers go vote on a voting day, you're a shit leader. That right there, that's voter oppression right there. Not only do you have somebody that has got his name on a shirt, not only is somebody who's got ID, he's got 3 forms of ID, right? He's got a military ID. Yeah. He's got a driver's license, he's got a CAC, and he's got a bank card, right? There's like 3 forms of ID. He probably has a social security card or whatever. There you go, right? He's got more ID than the average Joe, and you're gonna hold him back from going to voting because you got slides to turn in. Or we need to walk the line on the motor pool.
Right.
Right. Or somebody didn't turn in their DTS. I can honestly say
I've never seen that happen. Like,
I've never seen it either. I've never seen it either. I mean, but believe it or not,
I'm sure it happens.
Today's inbox has been so. We were talking about the purge, man. I had to step back from the inbox a little bit today because there was some stuff that I just really, really incensed me. Yeah. Sergeants, we need to police each other up. That's all I got to say. Bad. Because once we get the word about that police action, I'll give Spanky all the deets and I'll let her decide. Hey, do you think we should? But I'm serious. I'm really serious. This is fucking crazy. Ripping papers or contracts with the DoD. Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. Needs to be relieved. So, what was I saying? Oh, okay. So in August, let me tell you, in August, I don't know if you guys remember this event. Can you screenshot that for me, Spanky? That picture article right there, and I'll drop it on the page. And that way, and this happened in August, so I don't want everybody to freak the fuck out. This has already been handled, so I want everybody to know before they fucking start going off and saying, "Well, this is the new hotness." I'm gonna tell you what right now. Ivan, Russia, Putin, those guys. Medvedev, whatever his name is. Russian to me sounds like somebody speaking backwards. Anyways, you notice there's a lot of articles that are going out there that are old, that are people that have been posting and sharing it. First case example, Kobe Bryant when he got killed. The next thing you know, you hate vets because you want to celebrate Kobe Bryant. You're celebrating Kobe Bryant, but did you know that 31 Marines died in a helicopter crash, and raise hell, praise Dale, and in 2005, yeah, 14 fucking years ago. And then when you bring it up, that didn't happen today. That's Ivan what they're doing with their disinformation campaigns. All right. So this right here, this picture that we're going to show you happened in August of last year. So we're talking about it now and using this as a case in point, so that way nobody freaks the fuck out. It's the last story there, Spanky, right before you sent me that god awful meme. You guys want to know what Spanky sent me on the meme? Hang on real quick. No, that's too mean. That's privileged information, but it's funny. It's a picture of a statue, and it says "Calm your tits," and then there's like a statue of a chick with like it's a statue fountain, and there's like water flying out of her nipples. So
they are not calm.
Then they're not calm. They're very angry. But anyways, so I'm gonna read. I'm gonna give you guys a story, and then I'm gonna show you the pic of what it looked like, so that way it can give you guys an idea of what this story is about. Remember, it's an example, and it happened back in August. So Major Ginger Tate of the South Carolina Army National Guard attended a political rally in uniform for the former Vice President Joe Biden, and a CBS reporter tweeted a video of Tate telling Biden that she was praying that he would be elected president, prompting her command to look into the incident. Now, U.S. troops have brought red Make America Great Again hats to events where President Trump has spoken. Lead by example, Esper said, "I'm proud to serve with each of you who uphold the values and high standards of our nation and the Department of Defense. Together we can and we will maintain the most ready and capable military force that our nation expects and deserves." So, you got the picture up? Oh, yeah, that's it right there. That's it right there. Perfect. That's perfect. That's a good...
Not the statue.
No, not the statue. No, I don't want the... Hang on while I sit there and look at the statue for a minute. Anyway. But, sorry guys, I was distracted. I was just like, okay, before she was going to come on the show, me and Spanky have admin stuff that we need to knock out. And so I was kind of like, hurry the hell up, whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And the Freudian slip, ever send somebody a meme that you think you should send, but you don't? Well, she sent me a meme that she thought she sent. It was the image of
I thought I was sending that to someone else.
Right, calm your tits. Right, yeah.
I was having two
famous,
conversations.
yeah, famous last words. Yeah, I appreciate that.
I've done that many times. Like, I told my daughter once, I was telling her, I'm like, will you just get off your ass and do it? And I wasn't talking to her, and she's like, excuse me? I'm doing my homework.
Right.
I'm like, sorry, wasn't for you.
So anyways, it's again, so this happened in August, and the unit investigated it, okay? So the disposition of that major obviously has gone through. So this is the type of stuff that you're talking about. And this is partisan enough. Now, it's an image, of course, that shows her hugging and saying, "I hope you whatever." Now, if she wasn't in uniform, then and she would have said that, I don't care, right? It's not a big deal.
It would have been fine.
It'd have been fine.
In uniform.
Right? Nobody would have had an issue with that. And then there would have been, well, if the vice president visits a unit during an election year, is that a political rally? That's a good question. Everyone is breaking balls on D. Treasy saying that he's using soldiers for political props and all that. But if you look at every administration, they have all visited soldiers.
Right. So I don't really see that. I mean,
they've always visited soldiers. Even during.
Let's just think about back to the time when Trump went over to, I can't remember if it was Iraq or Afghanistan, and everybody's in uniform wearing MAGA hats.
It was in Ramstein, Germany. It was in Ramstein,
I
Germany.
couldn't remember where it was.
Right, right, exactly. So
this just seems all sorts of wrong to me.
Right. Well, yeah, it doesn't it? It just kind of like, whatever. You just can't freaking sit there and remember now, it implies that it is the Army or the military is what? I hope you whatever. She is now an officer again. Officer, man, that sounds like a risky business when you do stuff as an officer because their commissions are appointed as an office by the president anyway. So you gotta be careful with that stuff. Maybe we have the judge come on here, right? We need to have judge come back on here. He needs to give us another legal brief. We haven't had a legal brief in a long time. He's been busy. He's been busy because
I keep fucking up.
He's been exactly. Well, he's been busy, and that's part of the reason why the inbox was like, oh God, man, I gotta, because he was engaging some stuff in the inbox, and I was like, oh, let me just say this. Come on, can we? I can blast that shit on air.
Please let ice play.
Exactly, this is the purge. But that's a good idea, guys. I think we need to do that. We need to have some sort of a. I want to talk to the boss and see what that would do. Do you think it'd fuck up our brand? Do you think that would mess us up if we did something like that? I mean, I don't think it will. I mean, everyone's gonna be.
Nah, I don't think it would at all.
I think it would be like, oh yeah, cool. But yeah, we need senior NCOs and sorry, this line here is aimed at you guys. Police yourselves up, big time. Police yourselves up because the judge is on a rampage, and I'm just kind of waiting around to see what's up. And yeah, commands are being notified. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt. That's what's happening. Anyways, what's the next thing we're going to talk about? Oh yeah, so there we go. Thanks, Don Cesar, for throwing that up there, and we'll pin it up through the break and all that stuff so people can kind of recap on what we were talking about. But yeah, that's the whole sum of it. You do not want to have an impression of. But anyways, I think that's it, right? So we're gonna go ahead and take a break. Everyone get some shouts, and then
election shots.
Election shots. Because we are going to talk about election stuff in the future as the election's closer. We're probably going to have another 12-hour fucking show like we did last time. That's going to be awesome. And we'll be posting up stats and screens and shit like that. So anyways, we'll take a break right quick. Everyone get some shots, and we'll be right back. Stand by.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Nothing feels the same. Let it all be war zone in the home of the brave, where they hate the police until they saving the day. I got kids like you, a mortgage like you, so blue lives matter, and so does yours too. All this separation and divide, open your eyes. If you cut us all open, we the same inside. The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Your peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. You pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media betrayed me like a kid for a living, like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat, they spew evil words. If you are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
Take a look inside your life. Is it so bad? Is this where you draw the line? 'Cause it's so sad. Tell me where you lost your faith. Is it so bad? Couldn't see it in your face. And it's so sad. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Okay, real quick. All right. If you guys have been paying attention to the main page has been throwing out some good material lately. Real quick, guess what? We have new admins, and these new admins, they're senior admins. They're like senior in rank admins, and I'm like, wow, holy crap! So if you're noticing the spellings are getting a lot better, you notice spellings getting a lot better, and a lot of more. I was so impressed. I mean, there's some good admin. I didn't know the boomers could do it. Okay, boomer. Did you guys see that Undercover Boss follow up with Kylo Ren? Okay, boomer. Okay, that was freaking hilarious. But anyways, I'm just impressed at some of the stories they're able to throw out. Some of these, again, some of these stories that we put on U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. There's stories that we put on there that obviously are that you see, and then there's probably 10 or 15 other stories that you don't see because they're getting handled, or we're just going like, what the hell? At any rate. So if you guys have paid attention on the timeline for U.S. Army WTF Moments, we know we haven't done, Spanky brought this up. We haven't done a review of the page, and so we might as well just go.
What's going on up on the main page?
Yeah, what's going up on the main page? Main page update, like we used to do when the Nasty was part of Sergeant's Time.
Right.
Miss you, Nasty. Long time no hear, but I know you're out doing your things. Anyways, yeah, she was hilarious, man. She's a freaking awesome host. At any rate, so the next story we're going to talk about is, okay, look, leaders. You can't be behooving and caveating and piggybacking your freaking soldiers to do things just because you want what you feel is important in your life may not be what a soldier wants to go in their lives when it comes in the military. There's that one time that you can have, one time that you have an opportunity. Leadership is finite. The time that you have in leadership is finite, and it goes by quick. You can either fuck it up, or you can either be a rock star. The next post we're going to talk about is not a rock star post. Not at all. Sorn put this on here. And I'll let you read that for a second, but I'll just real quick. By the 14th of February, you will be enrolled in college. And give your team leaders the date of your first class by then as well. Those refusing to enroll will, it's just right there, and give their first class date by the 14th. Will receive no waivers for schools passes. Will be counseled every month in regards to failing to make career progression. Holy shit. And the 3 days off that you get will be changed to a 2-day, and the third day will be used for training. If there are any questions, ask. Once everyone is enrolled, Wi-Fi will be provided, and you'll be able to complete classwork while on shift if time allows. What the hell is that?
I saw this, and I was just like, the audacity.
The audacity. Hey, Sorn, if you're the one that wrote this out to your soldiers, give us a call at 415-889-8367 and explain yourself to all the followers of the WTF Nation. All 1.3 million followers of the WTF Nation on over 16 different platforms, broadcasted globally for you, live and podcasted. Let us know why the hell you decided to make this decision right now. Do you even have the power for this?
No.
I've never seen anything about this.
Like, where does it say college is mandatory? Yes, it's encouraged, and you encourage your soldiers to do it. And college is not for everyone. There's trade schools, there's certifications, there's many other ways for soldiers to improve themselves. You know how many freaking sergeant majors I know that don't have a damn college degree? A lot. Until they go and they get, the whatever degree in leadership.
Before they go to Troy State University,
yeah,
or whatever. I don't have. Everyone's like, I always thought that I had like a bachelor's or a master's in something or whatever. I'm like, I ain't got none of that. No, I got, like none of that. None of that. I guess you would say I have training and certifications that would be probably, if you were to put it towards a degree, then yes, I would see like in digital media or multimedia or film or some shit like that. I do have some of that, but that's some of the stuff that I did on my own stuff. You know, I did my own crap for that stuff. The Army didn't pay for me for that shit. But as far
go ahead.
But I was saying, but as far as making someone go to a college course, are you going to give that? Are you going to give those individuals the time to do that? Are you going to give them the opportunity? You know, just.
And see, and I do have a degree, and you know, the Army only pays for so much every year. So I still had to take out student loans to finish it, or else I'm like, I cannot wait another 9 months to take these last 2 classes I need to finish it. Because then that was just me personally. So yes, I took out a student loan to finish those last 2 classes because tuition assistance only covers so much every year. $4,500 goes pretty quick. Depending on what school you're at, you're not at CTC anymore.
I was about to say, yeah, you don't do the CTC stuff, right? That's where if you went to
First 2-year type stuff I did. But
yeah, right. But if you went to CTC for some of the stuff for the 2-year shit, then yeah, I could see that. There are individuals in the comments of that post that everyone's saying. Everyone's complaining, everyone's talking, everyone's throwing their 2 cents about it and all this shit. There are some comments that are in support of it. There are some comments that are not in support of it. I will say this, to encourage somebody to enroll in college courses, always encourage for a leader to do, if you're in that position to do that. But you hold no sack. You hold none of that. You don't have a sack, but actually, if you do this to your soldiers, and the reason why I'm saying this a lot and agitating, I'm trying to get into this person's skin. I'm trying to be a fire starter here, so that way I can get this guy to call.
Well, I'm gonna tell him you're a fucking asshole.
Right?
You're gonna mandate this. There's lots of things you can mandate, like your fucking SSDs.
Ooh, yeah. Hey, how about exactly? How about you get me a computer to do these courses that you're saying I need to do? You know, since you want me to do that, you're gonna get 350-1. How about you get me to fucking ALC BLC that I need to get? How about you assist me in getting some other courses?
They're not going to schools because they haven't gone to college.
Right, exactly. And and you want to go ahead and take my day? I'm sorry, the last time I checked, that was a 3-day holiday that was on the training schedule, and you as a Buckstar or Sergeant First Class do not have the power to remove that. It ain't you. You can't do it. I'm gonna take your day off. What?
We're going to start docking pay now too there, Big Sarge?
No, but, ooh, damn, Spanky. You call him Big Sarge.
No, it just really annoys me. Like, if this is like this person's idea of fucking leadership, like you're going to mandate this. I told you, I encourage every soldier I've ever had to go to college. There are some that are like, fuck yourself, Sergeant Spanky, I don't want to go to college. But, they were doing different things. They could still get promoted. It was called my MWS, you ain't getting promoted without some college.
But back in the day, back in big Army back in the day, we had education centers where your platoon sergeant, you had education time. You had time to. They actually used to block off time back in the day.
It was a re-enlistment option.
Right, it was a re-enlistment option.
To school during
you had a school option to go during, and you had you were authorized to take 1 semester off. You know what? I know some units do that. I know some commands that do that, and I don't ever hear about big Army doing that. I don't ever hear about because I've lived in the world in the bubble of Fort Bragg and the Special Operations Centers of Excellence. Because there's
lethality.
And lethality, yeah. When you're around there, it's just you re-enlist under the you do the command, you do the school option and all that, and you have a semester within the command, and they give you that whole time. That's your whole time for that whole semester to go to school. You get that. You turn in your freaking your school curriculum. Or if you just have a quarter, hey, what school you going to? And obviously, when school starts, if you have at least a level brain on your head, or you have children in school to know when a school semester is, you kind of played it by ear. And they're like, all right, towards the end of the semester, let me see them grades, or at least to see. That's like your proof that you're still going to school or whatever. I see a slip, then bam, there you go, and you're off on your own, and you don't mess with the troop. Then after the semester's done, you just get the dates at the period of time. That's it. That's all you need to do from that point.
Right.
You don't have to big stars this shit.
And I had soldiers that I didn't see for 3 months because they were in school. We knew because that was like their place of duty. They were going to school full time. It was, short semesters and stuff. Like, where's so-and-so? I'm like,
you get, yeah. On the 3 days,
damn well, if they fail, they're paying all that money back.
Right,
so
right, exactly.
Do it.
The individual needs to fucking go to school for that run-on sentence that he wrote. English isn't my first fucking language, and I can write better than that.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? I'm just looking at that stuff, and I'm like, shit, let me see. By the 14th of February, you will be enrolled into college and give your team leaders the date of your first class by then as well. Those refusing to enroll and give their first class date by the 14th will receive no waivers, school passes, and be counseled every month in regards to failing to make career progression. And the 3 days off you get will be changed to 2 days, and the third day will be used for training. If there are any questions, ask.
Show me like where it's required.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. A sergeant first class is not authorized to say I'm gonna take your day off. You're gonna get a 2-day off. Your 3 day that's coming up is gonna take. You know what? Hey, WTF Nation, ensure that you provide the inbox all the deets and information that you have, because we want to see how far this goes out. Because right now, the judge is looking at it too. That's why I was saying about the judge is kind of like busy in the inbox lately, and he's like really pissed off right now. We got threatened to be sued today. Did you know that? Did you hear about?
Oh my gosh, I saw the judge's tweet about that.
Yes, we got threatened.
I'm like, I don't have time to.
We got threatened with a lawsuit.
Let it go on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got threatened with a lawsuit. You know, if you're gonna get, you better come up. You better come up with your shit. You better be straight if you're coming at the WTF Nation. Our inbox is deep.
Oh, please do, because that'll be fun.
Well, yeah. You know what?
How are you going to sue a Facebook page?
How are you going to sue an organization? Yeah, how are you going to sue an organization for something that you outed yourself on? I'll just put it like that. How about that?
Oh.
How about that? I'll just say it like this without getting too much into the deets. I will just say that if you want to sue the page, don't out yourself on what happened to other people. Let's put it that way. How about that? I'll just say that. Don't out yourself on other social media platforms about suing us about something that was being put out there that you did too. There you go. How about that? And that'll be one of those fucking that you'll get woke real fucking fast. I did a test, and we were talking about some stuff, and there was some stuff that I submitted to the inbox way back in the day, and it was way back in the day, and they had it. There's some other stuff that someone said, yeah, that went back. I submitted something way back in the day. And then, bam, I was like, oh, shit, 2009. Damn, dude. Holy crap. Or whatever, like 2010. And I'm telling you, it is, if you're going to come at us, then you better be ready, because the judge does not play. I don't think there's ever been a case where I've seen that type of stuff coming out of it, where we've had commands or we've had somebody's like threaten to sue us, or I don't think we've ever had it. The judges always won. The judges always won because there are some dumbasses out there that incriminate themselves, and it's just they literally just they walk into the trap. They just literally keep talking, and then the next thing you know, hey, by the way, Chucklehead's doing this, and then the next thing you know, we get blamed and blah 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 blah. So bring it. Damn man walks in, bring it. What is it you always say, Spanky? The judge has receipts.
I'm sure he does.
The judge not only has receipts, he has invoices, copies, and because I run WTF Nation Studios, he has videos. Oh my God, the videos lately. Holy crap.
Woo. I'm going to call him the receipt king from now on.
Yeah, he's the king of receipts. He is the hand receipt holder for the Center of Excellence, the Receipt Center of Excellence, because he brings them. So I want to know right now what senior NCO thinks that they're going to go ahead and make a 2-day into a 3-day into a 2-day. And then once everyone is enrolled, Wi-Fi will be provided to you and be able to complete classwork while on shift if time. Is he in charge of the Wi-Fi? Is this a ethical issue?
Who's paying for this Wi-Fi?
Right. Is he paying for this Wi-Fi? Is this?
Or is he going to turn his hotspot on?
Ooh, yeah. You know what? I was just thinking about that. What if he's like charging the Joes to pay for his internet, to pay for the Wi-Fi? Oh, snap. Do you think them receipts is
right.
Yeah, you think, you know what I'm saying? What if he's doing that? What if he's charging Joes to pay for this Wi-Fi? I don't know. The judge will find out.
I don't know. The only thing in there that makes any bit of sense is not, when you're mandating this, again, encourage soldiers to go to college. They'll receive no waivers. And I'm not going to say that, okay, you're not going to receive a waiver, but I've seen many waiver worksheets, and the kids that go to college are getting those extra couple points. It's just different units hand out waivers, to specialists to get it early. And that does weigh in like on every single unit I've been in. So I'm not going to say you will receive no waivers, but I'm like, if everything else.
Why? But what I'm saying, that additional school is an additional thing. It's not a requirement already for you not to have it. It's already, you're already not going to have it, is my point. So specifically that if you're not required for some PME, if you're looking at it, as that should be your PME. That means I want to know what kind of unit this is that has all this time to go to college.
I've been in units that I didn't even go to the field ever for 3 years, and I still didn't have time to go to college. And if it wouldn't have been online, and I'm doing it on my own time, sure didn't have time, at work.
Yeah, exactly. Joseph, the judge is the WTF JAG. We have a JAG at the WTF Nation. The JTF does have a JTF. I just have a JAG, and he is he's yeah. Yep.
It's not me.
Yeah.
I took the LSAT.
Yep. So did I. He opines pretty good though. He has some great counsel does have some good opines, and a lot of the stuff. I help him. I'm his assistant paralegal when it comes to all divorces and shit and child custody cases and all that.
Did you teach him how to throw the desk? Because I get this feeling that he's like throwing desks all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one meme. Now he don't throw desks. What I'm saying is that he he does use the senior NCOs of the WTF Nation admins for stuff like that. Hey, you were first sergeant. I need this, and this. And you'll give them some information. A lot of the other senior NCOs, like I said, we got some more seniors in there. I'm like, whoa, what the hell? Walking into the jock and seeing a bunch of Sorents. I'm like, wow, this is wow. Whoa, we got some leaves in here. You know what I'm saying? Wow, we got leaves. That's pretty cool. Nice. I like it. Gives a different perspective. That's what I'm saying. That's why the spelling is a lot better on the posts. They be spelling
like this
CGS. Yeah, ILE has been a good catalyst for some of these guys writing papers and stuff. So, except for me in the WTF Sergeant Major, we kind of troll everybody. But anyways, yeah. So go back to what I was saying. Once everyone is enrolled in Wi-Fi in the class and will be provided to you by this complete classwork while everyone's on shift if time allows. So I want to know what kind of shift work allows a soldier to go to college? Are you supposed to be like working?
To be a signal unit.
Has to
put money on it.
You think it's a signal unit? You think it's a signal unit, or you think it's like a freaking MP unit? You think is it a unit that has? What kind of shift is it? An air traffic control unit? Is it a? I'm trying to think about shift work.
I'm just saying, if I had to put money on this is probably a bunch of 25 Sierras. This is my gift.
Right. Yeah, they're all. That's how they threaten each other. That's the least. So instead of doing push-ups, you take a fucking signal kid's Wi-Fi away, and he gets all. Yeah. That's how you enforce discipline. Would you say, soldier?
No internet for you.
What'd you say, troop? What did you say? What'd you fucking say, soldier? What'd you say?
Whatever, Sergeant. I'm not taking no fucking college class.
No Wi-Fi for you.
No, Sergeant, that's bullshit.
You know what I mean? See, everyone's like talking about medicals. Yeah, exactly. MI. Yeah, we don't know. It could be. Yeah, what kind of? Yeah, it doesn't matter. But it has to be. It has to be somewhere that's going to kill the soldier. Not kill the soldier. It's going to be a detriment to the soldier. That's you suck, dude. If you're doing that, you suck. How about that? You don't have the sack. You don't have any intent. You a sorry suck egg mule. One of my old first sergeants used to say. ADA.
Because of the massive runoff.
Because of massive runoff.
CIC, I think it's signal again. They were probably used to voice text because they're so important.
Right, yeah.
And then they just had a couple dots in there, and they probably said ...
Right, exactly. ... So everyone's like SATCOM. Everyone's like talking about cyber. I don't know cyber, man. Hey, I need this training.
Signal to me.
Yeah. Well, no, a cyber. Hey, I need this training, and I look at one of their geeks, and I'm like, I need some help with this. And next, thing you know, you have completed the test. I'm like, how'd you do that? Don't ask. Roger that. There you go. Thank you very much. There you go. But
and they never want to like teach you how to do anything either. They're like,
no.
just move, let me fix it.
Yeah, let me
Okay,
fix it for
fine.
you. Yeah, they grab it from you. Next thing your screen goes black and a bunch of lines come across and O1s and O's like the Matrix, and then your shit works again. So
Right, I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah, okay.
What did you do?
What
It's
did you
just
do?
fixed. I
It's
gotta go.
just fixed. I got. Yeah, we finished the shit up. Just shut up. Get out of here, Sarn. No. I mean, like, what'd you do? What'd you do to fix it? No. Shut up. Whatever. So anyway,
Right.
yeah. So there you go. That's just one thing. You are a sorry. I'm gonna say that word. Sorry, suck egg mule. Sorry, suck egg mule. That's what one of my old first sergeants used to say when I was stationed at Fort Hood. You a sorry, suck egg mule. You a sorry.
I have never heard that.
Sorry, suck egg mule. Is what he used to say. He used to call shitty leaders like that. Sorry, suck egg mule. I'm gonna see him say, sorry, suck egg mule.
Got the deep voice out for that one.
Yeah, I got the voice out for that. You sorry, suck egg mule. Oh man, there's a
Fly
lot.
on the wall.
So moving to the next slide. The next story. Okay, check this out. This is awesome. This is some of the ranting that I was talking about too. It's probably gonna take into the rest of the show. Might be over a little bit. CSMs could be screened the same way battalion commanders are getting screened now. And this is badass. I love this. This is awesome.
Bet they wouldn't have sent a text like that.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, that's what happened. That's really what it was. Is that some sergeant major sent? It probably was a sergeant major, that sent that test, and then we got all pissed off. Anyways,
All right, came from it.
yeah. So the Army is exploring how to test and screen its command sergeants majors in ways to mirror the new what they call the BCAP. So we got more stuff. Acronyms to talk about. So the BCAP. What is BCAP? What is BCAP? BCAP is the Battalion Commander Assessment Program. It'll be a few years before, obviously, the changes are made because, Robble, Frankenstein, sergeant major's going to complain and all sorts of shit. I can't do that. Lethality. But anyways, the sergeant in the Army, Mike Grissom, does he go by Mike? Did you ever get back with his office? Did he go by Mike? Anyways.
I'm not on a first name basis.
Not on a first name basis. I'm not either. I'm just saying Michael. I was just saying Mike or Michael Grissom. I don't know. Anyway, so Sergeant Major of the Army plans to discuss the initiative this April with enlisted leaders who spent January and early February sitting on blind boards along with general officers. And during a series of battalion commanders assessments at Fort Knox. This ain't no joke what they're doing for battalion commanders. I love it. This is awesome. Each panel will have a senior sergeant major. So that way there'll be some behooving and caveating going on with some piggybacking. And these are the ones that are sitting on the panels. And I'm going to get their feedback, quote unquote, because this is what they're there the whole cycle. So Grinson spent a day at the new assessment in late January and he liked what he saw. I'm going to tell you what they did real quick. We'll get that in a minute. I was kind of excited of the whole program, he said, and I really like the cognitive and non-cognitive assessment and the outcomes that comes with that. What the hell? What does it mean? Non-cognitive? What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? So BCAP now has tests for cognitive skills that measure conscious intellectual effort like memory and reasoning, as well as non-cognitive traits such as integrity, interpersonal interaction, and motivation. Let me say that again. Such as integrity, interpersonal interaction, and motivation. Let me say that again. Some of y'all don't need Jesus. Some of y'all need BCAP. Integrity, interpersonal interactions, and motivation. It's all designed to determine a lieutenant colonel's fitness, of course, for commanding a battalion, right? Which is like the battalion is where the leaders are at. That's like the upper echelon above a company, right? So that they're there to support companies and they're blah, 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 lead, fucking mission command, yada, yada, now command and control, yada, yada, whatever. So the Chief of Staff of the Army, James McConville, said in late January that battalion commanders are crucial in determining whether subordinates soldiers want to continue to serve or not, which is what the Chief of Staff, which is right. He's just usually, that's where people say, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? It's usually the individuals that get stuck in these big commands that end up stagnating there forever because they got it good and they don't want to be back down on the line because they know they would suck if they were down on the line. So go ahead.
Agreed.
Yeah. So right.
Agreed.
No, right. So these all big cheesy commands and shit. You have all these comms, CENTCOM, TRADOC, HAPPYCOM, and SOCOM, and all these big, 4-star commands. Worst place to send a fucking soldier on their first duty assignment. Straight up.
Oh,
worst fucking place.
Agree.
Worst place to send them is at a command, at a comm. Should all private
there. Send a soldier to 2 units.
Yeah.
My first 4 years, I didn't spend a day in the field.
Yeah, a TDA assignment, right? Exactly. Exactly. What is this? What is this fleece you speak of? The Golden Fleece, is that a story? Anyways, so before BCAP, a board of 25 officers would sit down and review 1,000 more applications, just only in a few minutes to spend each time at it, for every applicant, because they're talking about the centralized promotion system right here. So now participants will spend 5 days. Let me say that again. This is badass. The participants will spend 5 days tested on written, verbal communication, interviewing with behavioral psychologists, and submitting to anonymous panel interviews with Army senior officers. During an applicant's personal identifying information the PII is redacted, which is like new.
Oh,
just like a blind interview with someone that all you knew was hear a voice. You're not going to know. That's badass.
It won't completely get rid of the little things that I think that have been wrong with our promotion systems, or centralized promotion systems, which just kind of goes hand in hand. Like what does it matter who it is? Look at their record, and I think that will get rid of a lot of the good old boy system.
It will. It was especially the behavioral psychologists. Yeah. This is not right here. I have served in organizations where I have seen lieutenant colonels that are fucking tired, that you literally are saying, dude, are you bipolar? How did you even get command? How did you even
graduate high school?
Yeah, I was about to say, dude, I mean, come on. How did you even get to this echelon? Really?
Like, it didn't get caught because, just like there are privates and, stuff that just really aren't cut out for the military, there are a lot of fucking lieutenants like that, too.
Oh, man.
And most of them know it and just, do what they have to do and get out.
Man, you know what? You hit a good point, because you know what? There has been a lot of individuals in the enlisted side of the house that were waivers for behavioral health, that were waivers for. So this is what I want to see. I want to see those individuals. I want to see what happens. I want to see, are they going to go back in these individuals' records to see, you got to go through a behavior psychologist. This right here, I think, next to the ACFT is probably scaring a bunch of CSMs or potential CSMs. Because now not only that do they have to use physical power, now they got to use brain power. I love it. This is awesome.
It's a lot easier to go to the gym than it is to fix your brain.
But yeah, exactly. Just throwing a couple kettlebells around, running around a track a couple times, you'll be good to go. And damn.
Right. Right.
But my thing is this, is that the participants now spend 5 days. Again, verbal communication, written communication, interviewing with a behavior psychologist. This is awesome. And submitting to anonymous panel interviews with senior officers, during which an applicant's PII is redacted. The program also collects peer and subordinate assessments for each candidate going back 5 years. 5 years. So if you get selected to sergeant major or command sergeant major, that the shit that you pulled when you were a fucking first sergeant that you skated by, or a master sergeant or a sergeant first class that you skated by, and you didn't think it was going to catch up to you, it is. I looked at some of the assessment and I thought it was very well done. I would say that would shift away from that. I couldn't see us going way off from that, in my opinion. Quote, Sergeant Major of the Army. Enlisted soldiers are prepared for panels, Gridson added, but noting that he was boarded as an E5 or E6. That's the one thing I think for enlisted that we're kind of accustomed to. Even though it's a blind assessment, it's still somebody asking you questions and you're required to do a response. My biggest exciting part was the cognitive and non-cognitive assessment. Then how does that play into an overall assessment? Because one thing I haven't seen is us actually do that on the enlisted side. The Army wouldn't see a new assessment program for Command Sergeant Major rolled out until 2022. At the earliest, I guess is what it's saying. Though there will be a pilot program, there are some details that still need to be discussed, including resources. So BCAP leans heavily on psychologists, for instance, to so ensure that those professional will be available for another large assessment program that it could prove difficult. He also directed that his senior enlisted counsel look into the turnover rate for Command Sergeants Major. There needs to be more. There needs to be more. When we get in what we get in the unbox, there needs to be more. There needs to be more turnover, Sergeant Major. There needs to be more turnover. From what we've seen of the CSMs that are in there, yeah, we need some more turnover. Some of this turnover needs to happen, like Pookie said about the purge. It needs to happen.
No, and I can't see it being a personnel issue, because there's just as many battalion commanders as there are battalion sergeant majors. So, and are they thinking of just doing it at this level? And I'm guessing, like, once they, no other way to say, pass and are allowed to, become a battalion commander and become a command sergeant major, their records, if anything majorly changes, they probably shouldn't have to go through this whole 5-day assessment again to just get bumped up to the next level, to be like a brigade sergeant major. I'm just like, that's the only thing I could see being an issue, because everybody talks about time and money, and this, it's not going to be cheap, and it's going to take a whole lot of man hours to implement this.
Did you just say it's not Army cheap?
It's not. I said it's not going to be cheap.
Oh, I thought you said it's not Army cheap. I'm like, you're right. It ain't Army cheap. Nothing that the Army does seems to be cheap.
No, not at all. $1,000 toilet seats from back in the day.
Right.
But so I can see that, being the major obstacle. It's like money. I always look at it like that. Way back when we first started talking about the ACFT, I said, it's great. It's this, it's that, except for all the equipment, because that costs money. And that's where I see is going to be the problem with this too. It's like the time they're taking them away, that's TDY money, that's per diem. You're paying all these psychologists, like where are all them from? Are they all Army ones?
Well, believe it or not, is that some of these programs that are already here for assessments and stuff like that, the Army already has those programs already in other MOSs. There are other MOSs that require polygraphs and behavioral assessment and psychologist assessments. And you can't do that MOS, or you can't do that job if you fail any of that stuff. So I think what they're going to do is they're probably going to template some of that stuff into that. And I'll ask you what the BCAP is it just a board? No, it's not a board. As a matter of fact, let me pull up this image here, and you can see what these guys are doing for part of the BCAP. It's a bisected photo. They're doing like leadership reaction courses and shit. Like they're doing stuff like this. So it's hands on. It's not going to be we're just going to do some stuff like. Think about this now.
Let me see you do a functions check. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. No, for real. I mean, think about it now. But could you imagine? Could you imagine sitting there on a board and all of a sudden the shit you pulled when you were a fucking sergeant first class or a first sergeant or a master sergeant, and you pulled it and you're going to get ready to get looked at for a command sergeant major, and some Joe that you fucked over or pissed off or you screwed over, or the word got around that you were a worthless leader or something like that, and it got back with you? Could you imagine? And you're just like, hey, what do you think of so-and-so? Is it going to be like the freaking, what's that, the ACT, the ACT, you know what I mean? Or the leader's assessment? That's dude, it's amazing. I think this is awesome. Smarter CSMs? Hell yeah.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
That would, especially like in my line of work, that would be amazing. Like, you mean you know how to spell? I'm sorry.
You're like being an S1 or something like that, being in a J1, man. I tell you, you need some help. You need some freaking help.
How did you get here?
Right, exactly. How did you exactly?
I kid.
No, I'm not kidding, because there's some individuals that I've served with that I'm just like, bro, I mean, it's like So real quick, they put this alternate list for selection. They were a combination of Army and infantry officers, armor and infantry officers. And once they were chosen, they were having like a process and all that. That's how it was working. So they did. They had to do a height and weight measurement. They had to do an APFT. They had to do height and weight. They had to do an online writing test. They had to do an argumentative essay on a topic of task force, of a task force chosen, whatever, and a questionnaire based on psychology screening and a 1-hour interview with a behavior psychologist. This is just like the pilot program that they're talking about doing, and then completing a leader's reaction course. So that's the stuff that Sergeant Major of the Army Grinston's talking about doing to coming on. I think this is awesome. This is awesome.
So I guess it is, but I guess my next question is: so the sergeant majors that don't meet whatever criteria they lay out to become, command sergeant majors.
You notice he didn't say that. You notice that? You notice he didn't.
What happens to them?
You notice he didn't say that. You notice that he did not say you're just going to be a sergeant major.
Yeah, they're going on fucking staff.
Exactly. You're going to suck it on staff.
But that's the question I have. Like, so what happens to the rest? Because not every sergeant major has 20 years and just say fucking I'm out.
Well, see, there you go. No, think about that. That's a good question. It's just like, okay, well, then if you can't be a command sergeant major, you'll be a sergeant major rotated around to be an ops sergeant major somewhere. You know what I mean? There's something wrong with that.
And I can say that I've seen sergeant majors, that's just what they excel at. And, could they be a command sergeant major? Yeah, probably. Is that the best use for them? Probably not. And, and it goes both ways. Like, this guy is a great motivator. He's a great leader. He knows all the soldiers' issues. but he couldn't write an op order to save his motherfucking life. You know, he doesn't belong on staff. You know, so I'm sure
you know what,
there's strengths and weaknesses.
But you bring up a good point. At what point, you know, do we? So what do? You fucking take him out to the field, make him look at the flowers, and pop in the back of the head. You know,
right?
What do you? What do you do to that sergeant major? That I'm saying. How do you develop? I mean, because at that point, you know, that's why I think the NCO PDS is has been developed. You know, because now they're doing papers. Now they're writing stuff. Now they're, you know what I mean? Now the NCO PDS is evolved, so that way when it gets to this point, you should have already done that stuff. You should already have learned how to write a paper. You should already know what our essay is. Going back 5 years, 5 years of your leadership stuff, man. Oh my God, this is. As a matter of fact, I wonder if they're gonna hit us up. Hey, Spanky, can you go ahead and just drop us? You got any dirt on this guy?
No, but that goes back to, weren't we supposed to, like, at some point start doing like those 360 evaluations or 180 evaluations somewhere?
Right. That's the IMSAF. Yeah,
that never really happened, did it?
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I'm just thinking right now. It
kind of got out there for a minute.
Right. Well, it did. But what I'm saying though is that I could just imagine. You know, that freaking that there's a lot of sergeant majors that are sweating this shit, just like you said about the ACFT. There's me like, wait, you're gonna go back?
Or there's a lot of them going to ACAP.
And a lot of them are going to be, you know, after all this. Think about it. Could you imagine you do this stuff? Think about it. There's sergeant majors right now that failed and you know what? Anybody who can say we get stats from the NCO NCO Leadership Center of Excellence, that was formerly known as USASMO. Every class that starts, the main page we get, trust me, we get stats of how many CSMs and how many sergeant majors have failed their PT test or potential sergeant majors. We get it. We get that info. So
I believe it.
So could you just imagine this right here? You go and you get a height and weight done. You have to do this fucking leadership thing, and you show up and you fail the PT. You imagine if you fail the PT test for this shit?
I think they should start just Facebook Living it all. So
right, that's what I'm saying.
That it's
right,
up and up.
Right, exactly that. As a matter of fact, Sergeant Major of the Army, if you want WTF Nation to show up, well, we'll swing by freaking Fort Knox at the next one. We'll be good to go. So, oh wow, just real quick breaking news: the Iowa caucus has finally released their vote tallies. That dumpster fire, man.
There's political things going on.
We're not paying attention to. So anyways, so that is what's going on with the again. I love this. I think there are some CSMs and sergeant majors that should not have been, and all that. Well, according to this, will not have been selected. Hell, I don't even know if I'll be selected.
Little touch of crazy there.
Little touch of crazy? I don't know what you're talking about. I can see sound. It doesn't matter. I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve. My point being is that this is good for the Army, and I think that this will be good for the force because you know, a smarter CSM, I guarantee it, more than happy. Matter of fact, because we find out Zoltan gives us a list of who's selected and shit like that. That's what we should do. We should. I'm gonna ask them. I mean, I'm probably gonna get fired or probably get told like a real quick no. Hey, these are the individuals that got selected as sergeant major to do this BCAP. Can we go ahead and publish can we just give them to the sergeant major? Can we give them to HQDA of this is what they have in the inbox? You know what I mean? Just really get a pure, unadulterated information flow like that. Because there's some people that I thought, oh yeah, that guy's pretty cool. Until I see the inbox, I'm like, damn.
Or yeah, that'll be part of their assessment. Have you ever been the subject of a post on WTF moments?
Yeah. Hang on. Let me see right here. It says right here back in 2015 you were. And what was this for? It was about stupid Wi-Fi. Oh, there you go. So that was you, huh?
Yeah. I started texting. Everybody had to go to college.
Yeah. So you were the guy that did it. At any rate. So last story before we head out. Okay. Buzzwords. We are talking about buzzwords like freaking crazy. Okay, we all joke around about Center of Excellence, right? We all joke around about what was the Behooving and caveating and lethality, right? That's the new hotness right now that we're talking about, lethality. Now to the point where lethality is being used for freaking everything. Everything is being lethalitized. Ooh, I just made that word up, just like sergeanting when you made it up.
Yeah, that's a new buzzword.
That's a new buzzword where everything's lethalitized now. Are we lethalitizing stuff? Ooh, you can't even say that five times fast. Lethalitizing.
No, I cannot.
Lethalitizing. Ándale pues. That sounds like a freaking lethalitizing. What is that? That's on your carpet. It has a really bad stain, and you gotta. No, I'm just kidding. So lethalitizing. Too much lethality on everything. What do I mean by that? Is that the lethality of the word lethality is losing its lethalityness. I'm really making this a word soup, but I think it's freaking hilarious. That the Air Force is using lethality. They like using lethality so much that that we're totally lethalicating everything. Hey Sting, I'm not taking no calls tonight, man. So I appreciate you giving a buzz. But we're not going to take no calls tonight because we're going to go ahead and run out. Anyways, fuck it, I'll take the call. God damn it, shit. Oh, wait. Oh, did he go? Did he disappear? Oh, okay. Well, he disappeared. All right. See, you caught me in the middle of a story, so you're rolling my flow. You're messing up my flow, man. When I'm sitting there going, yeah, man, there you go, and then.
He's going to get lethal.
Yeah, he's getting lethal, right? Anyways, so go back to what I was saying. So real quick, Eglin Air Force Base posted a pic about lethality. The Pentagon's obsession has gone too far with lethality. And I'll provide you an example. There you go. God damn, you freaking that delay. He got it. Stankus. Stinkers. Hello? Stankus? Are you there? You're not going to, answer the phone, Stankus? Okay.
I don't see him.
I don't see no stank. I don't see no stank. I don't see stank. Okay, don't call. Don't be calling, Stankus. Don't be calling. Trying to do story here. Trying to do story about lethality, and you're lethalitizing the story. I was on a roll, man. We were talking total crap about lethalitizing. So Eglin Air Force Base. This is a story from Task and God, I feel like my mojo's gone. My mojo's gone. I need some essential oils.
Splash of some lavender.
I need some splash. See, I got stanked. I got stanked without even
lavender.
I got stanked without stank even coming on. As a matter of fact, I just thought about stank, and it just ruined my flow on the story. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just get. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get stanked right now, and then just get stanked. There you go. Hang on a minute. Here you go. There you go. There's the three stanks of stankiness. So, thanks. Yeah, you did. You you lethalitized my throat. Stankus. Anyway, so let me get to the damn story. Shit, everyone's like, come on, spit it out. All right, so Eglin Air Force Base did a story about a new door opener for MPs. Everybody knows ICE loves MPs, right? So, but the MPs really went on a really good tangent for lethality when. Let me just go ahead and just throw this next freaking slide up here and read the story off from that Task and Purpose once again, providing us all the good deets. This was from Jared Keller. Proof that the Pentagon's obsession with lethality has officially gone too far. So the mission statement: by providing the military forces needed to deter war, by providing a lethal joint force to defend the security of our country, an entire U.S. military seems to have fallen in love with lethality. Not in a good way, because now everything's lethal, right? So lethality on its face is a fine benchmark of to gauge the effectiveness of the U.S. military, and one championed in the Pentagon lexicon by General James Mattis. Everything's lethal, right? Lethality. During his tenure at the helm of America's fighting force, and as Task and Purpose Jeff Schogel previously wrote, the term can be a useful rallying cry to focus the DoD's priorities in an increasingly complicated world, because everybody knows that you have to be lethal in a complicated world. So every generation gets the euphemism for the military force it deserves, right? And lethality seems to be the fine one for the great era of great power competition. But in recent years, the term seems to have gotten more prone to abuse and misuse, like excellence. Right? We said the same shit about excellence. Of excellence. Now,
now it's lethality.
Now it's lethality.
I had to look it up. I was just trying to see how it translated to, other languages, and it really doesn't.
No, you can't. Yeah. Yeah,
like if you're making up a word that doesn't translate, like it's supposed to mean the capacity to cause death or serious harm or damage, and it doesn't translate, like stop using it.
Right.
Use real English.
Right. Yeah. Lethality.
I mean, yes, it is real English.
It is real English, but it's like of course, it's applied to situations like you said. It was like have no direct relationship to to combat whatsoever. And to wit, let me show you this picture that you see up there. This recent missive of the Air Force on how an automatic door popping device on a vehicle that provides base security forces to summon their dog as a backup in a testy situation adds lethality for K9 units.
So that K9 unit is supposed to cause death.
That right there, that's some killing door. That's a killer door. It's a door opener. It's a door opener of death. So who do you call for backup when you're patrolling? Alone, man's best friends, from what this Air Force story says. The 96 Security Forces Squadron modified a military working dog squad car last summer with a safety feature that protects both dog and handler and their canine, the dog and the canine companion while on a patrol. The patrol now contains a door-popping feature that releases a canine from a vest by remote control. Okay, so it's on the vest, right? So they got a vest, they hit a button, and the door pops open, right? There you go.
Okay, so key fobs, open trunks, open doors.
Right. I was about to say.
Look at the lethality on the back of my Durango.
I was about to say your minivan, right? Is that you have a lethal minivan? Isn't that?
I do not have a minivan.
You can't. And Lieutenant, Second Lieutenant Christine. Christine Saunders is going to get pissed because we're totally trolling on her freaking story. It wasn't our fault. Tasking purpose merely brought it up to our attention. We were just laughing at the fact that lethality is all over this bitch. Not the bitch being, anyways, I'm not calling her name. Or the dog. Or, anyways, anyways, I don't want to get in trouble already. More than what it is. You hear, I'm going to get some freaking crazy ass DM on Twitter. Why are you calling women bitches? That's not what I said. So to be clear, the Air Force isn't the worst offender, of course, because it considered the DoD kicked off an entire showcasing lethality series in 2018 in June, and an in-depth look on how the Hawaii National Guard personnel got lethal as hell while responding to an eruption of the Hawaii's Kilauea volcano that May. Operations that have had a tenuous relationship to the businesses dealing out the violence, because we're lethal, right? So
that volcano's lethal.
That volcano. Why the hell you want to? Yeah, we're fighting a war against the volcanoes in Hawaii. Am I going to get in trouble for offending a Hawaiian volcano now? Everyone's like, damn, I sure dick.
Oh my God. No, David. I've seen that on way too many NCOERs. Stop with that one too. Oh God. Just stop with the buzzwords. Use talk like you normally talk. It makes sense.
No,
you don't
but
have to make up fucking
no.
I do.
With this new BCAP thing, there's motherfuckers that don't need to be talking that know to be talking. Just talk. Don't talk like you talk. You know what I mean? So, but it's time for the Pentagon to stop framing every single change it makes, no matter how a minute, as a revolutionary addition to its mission of lethality. That is, unless the lethality mission includes killing of the true meaning of words. So this is obviously, if you're an English teacher or anybody who likes to be a stickler for proper English. So definitely that lethality of the post for the Wi-Fi getting shut off or not enrolling in a class or turning your 3-day weekend into a 2-day makes you, it's lethality. It's for lethality. It's for lethality.
Excellence too.
Oh yeah,
it's centers of excellence for lethality.
Yeah, exactly.
Buy these shoes.
Right, exactly. Right. Okay, so what was I going to say? Yeah, so that's the story. I got distracted. So that's the story on lethality from the dog handling, the door of lethality. the lethal door of excellence. That's, I mean, come on, dude. I'm really gonna have to freaking get that. Anyways, so real quick, we're gonna talk about some of the shows we got. So starting next week, we're gonna have a new show on the lineup called Pop Culture Warrior with CQ, Michael Godaskio. He's going to be on here to shoot the breeze about his new show and all that stuff. There's going to be another test coming up again, so stay tuned. It'll probably happen on Saturday again, like I had happened last time. Once that kicks off, then of course you guys will be treated to more of CQ's stuff before he is off on his own and he flies his first solo flight, which we're pretty excited to have him on there. to be able to have a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday show. That's gonna be kind of crazy when you have have that stuff going on.
Look at me getting busy again.
Look at us getting busy, man. Everyone's like talking about that stuff. All right, so real quick, this Sunday we're gonna have Denny Katona from OP Veteran. Denny Katona, of course, you guys remember from him before being part of the OP Veterans Vision, which is to lessen the weight of each veteran's ruck by providing purpose, direction, and motivation, by encouraging engagement within the veteran community, and through a continued mission of watching over our own. Now, he is the CEO. He came on here last time. He's going to be talking about his 5th annual spring kickoff, and also, what was this thing about DD214? Something like
Oh, yes. It's going to be DD214 Day.
DD214 Day, right? Coming up pretty soon, which means not
Valentine's.
Not Valentine's, 214. To celebrate your 214, right, son? There you go, guys.
Oh, I'm so excited.
That's so excited about the T14. 16 February, we're going to have, on another Sunday, we're going to have author Tom oh my God, how do you pronounce his name?
Nope, don't know. Ask Mom, we're like, we got it spelled right. That's all we know.
Yeah, we just, oh my, I can't
it's
remember.
Tom.
Tom, it's Colonel Tom, author of Pretzel 6, Memories of a Forward Air Controller in Southeast Asia, 1970 to 1971. We'll be kicking it with Cause and talking about his newly released book, with Tactical 16. Tom was assigned as a forward air controller in the Southeast Asia, supporting the Special Operations Community and 5th Special Forces Group. Flew 535 sorties. It's been pretty badass shit. You guys studied some of the histories of the War of Indochina. Oh man, it's gonna be awesome. Well, all this other stuff, all this stuff about Vietnam, Southeast Asia. This is the Black Ops stuff. This is pretty badass. At any rate, so that's it. So we're broadcasted on, like right now, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitters. We are going to be on 16 other platforms that we're going to be. We're on iHeartRadio. We threw it out before. We're going to have a graphic thrown up to say we are on here. So at any time you want to use Apple downloads, or was it Apple? Well, shit, man, iTunes, to get Apple Podcasts, because I know they changed their name. So Apple Podcasts, and go to iTunes. And then, of course, you can listen to all the show on WTFnationRadio.com, pull down from there as well. And also you can grab onto Google Play. Like I said, we have so many freaking sites that we're on right now. You'll be able to hear us and all that. I just want to throw one more shout out to Mark. Congratulations on your retirement, dude. Good talk we had a couple weeks ago, shooting the shit about that stuff. It's awesome. I'm glad you got to do 214. And obviously, another happy birthday wish to Shelly Hill, Bailey's mom. Happy birthday. Once again, we hope you had a good day, and we hope, like I said, make sure your family gets you the loot. Make sure you have a good birthday there. And that's it. Thank you guys for hanging out, and we appreciate you guys listening to us. You got anything else you want to say, Spanky? You got anything you want to say?
No, lethality shots.
Lethality shots. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one, and Space Horse.
Intergalactic horse, and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. And now they say that they've discovered life up there on Mars, so let's blow it all to hell and and then claim it for ours. We'll paint the moon red, white, and blue for no other reason than we wanted to. Oh, Jupiter, imagine what you could become. A stupid, pointless planet turned into a giant gun. And Russia, so sorry, have to burst your bubble. Be a good sport now, sit back, relax, and watch us through the Hubble as we celebrate the greatness of the United Planets of America. Space Force, we'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Now we'll go to infinity and beyond, beyond. You'll hear all manly voices singing Space Force strong. The critics say sound doesn't travel in space, to which we reply sound will do as we say. Oh, Captain Kirk, your achievements, though notable and fine, as far as we're concerned, this is Deep Space Mine. And big fans, but Lord Vader, step away from the lightsaber. There can only be one, of course. Space Force. Ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum, ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Space Force, Space Force, we'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.